Hello guys and girls, I'm Hypofer from Noise Factory, and today I'm gonna show you how I build industrial techno kicks from a single 909-ish type kick. Let's go. The important thing for you to remember is that every layer has a job. We're gonna build attack, weight, aggression, texture, and rumble separately before combining everything into one full finished kick. In case you're following along and you get stuck anywhere, jump into the Noise Factory Discord. We got a growing community and you'll definitely find some help there. Link in the description. Alright, to start things off, we need a punchy 909 style kick, as I said. A strong candidate for this would be from our own sample pack, Noise Factory Heavy Machinery. Link in the description. You can go to kick parts and punches because a punch is all we need. And if you scroll down and go to WIR02, it's perfect for what we want. Okay, what we got now is this. Fun fact, this is the kick that I used in the way I added it on my SoundCloud page. We are not making this kick though. We're gonna use this as a source. We're gonna tear it apart basically and use it as raw material for our industrial kick. The good thing is that this is punchy, just like we want, and I will transpose it a bit down. That's nice and deep. This will give us a deeper foundation and will extend the tail a bit, and this is our starting layer. We're going to use this to construct the rest of our layers. So let's make the industrial layer first. So this will be a layer that will give a lot of character. I will just duplicate this sound into a new channel. Let me solo this so we listen to only what we're doing. What we want to do to give this characteristic sound to this is of course distortion. But before this distortion, we need to do something else. We'll need to apply a convolution reverb. Ableton's hybrid reverb will do great for this. Any convolution reverb will work great for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use hybrid reverb. I'm gonna set this to made for drums and BLDG Studio because I like this. Right now it sounds like this. Let me set to dry white to 100% so we get only the reverb signal. This is how it sounds now. Make this 100% convolution because we also get some regular reverb from hybrid reverb now. And now it's only convoluted, and this is how it sounds. Like it gives it this hollow feeling. And those extra frequencies that the distortion will react to. And speaking of distortion, let's use my favorite distortion plugin, Isotope Strass 2, a discontinued plugin. An alternative to this would be Ableton's Roar or any multi-band distortion plugin. For this, let me loop this. I gave it some space so we can listen to what's going on. Now we need to drive it and distort it. For this, we're going to use elastic truss. And we're gonna drive it. I like the distortion so far, but it's a bit too far. So we're gonna tame it a little bit by getting the style down. Right? That sounds good. You can push those harder, but I find that it starts losing definition. Now, instead of using only one huge distortion, I prefer stacking smaller stages. For the second stage, we're gonna use distort and then blues driver. This is how it sounds. Let's push the drive up a bit. Now, by distorting the signal, we added some unwanted frequencies, and we're gonna take care of them using an EQ. We don't need all this sub in the low end, so we're gonna take it away. Tame this frequency over here that we don't want as well. This frequency is too loud. Okay, I like how it sounds. What I'm gonna do now is optional. You don't need to do it. But when I was trying this before and I resampled it, it had inverted phase. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invert the phase with this instead of resampling and then inverting the phase. We're gonna use a clipper. What I like using for this is GVST's GClip. It's a free clipper. It's a good clipper. Amazing tool. You can get it for free. I recommend it highly. What it sounds like right now is this. As we can see, it's not going over 0, it's this one. That's what the clipper is doing right now, and we are good with this. Now we'll commit the sound that we made. We'll do this by resampling into a new track. So we'll make this sampler resampler, we'll solo the track that we were working on, and we'll record. Great. Now let's trim this sample. Now we trimmed it, we make a new track for this, and we put it there. We name this character. And our first layer is done. Alright, now let me mute this and let me create a new audio track. Another character layer now. I call this the aggression layer because it gives more energy, like in the higher end of the spectrum. So I'm gonna use a snare for this. I'll use a snare from our sample pack, Heavy Machinery, link in the description. Okay, I'm gonna use snare 13 for this. For this layer, we don't necessarily need a snare. Any percussive sound that has that transient energy and that high frequency information will work. Snare is perfect for this. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna transpose it a bit, or a lot. Okay, I like this. But without pitching it down, I feel like it tends to sit on top of the kick instead of becoming a part of it. So that's why I transpose it. And now this, we process. The processing is basically almost the same as the previous channel that we processed, the character channel, the character layer. We start with a hybrid reverb. You can mess around with the impulse responses. I found that I liked a lot early reflections and a wood room. We do 100% convolution, so this is what it sounds like now. We'll give it a bit of more stereo. We'll make the dry wet 100%. Perfect, that's what we want. Now we're gonna distort it. We're gonna copy trash module from the other channel and let's adjust it to what we want. I will turn on looping now and... Oh, that's loud. It's already a lot driven. I will turn it up a bit. Alright, and now we'll tame it by turning down the second stage of distortion. Great, I like this, I like this. So let's clean it up. Let's use an EQ for this. Again, we don't need the lows, so I'm gonna use a low cut. And then I'm gonna clean the low mids around 300, the very highs around 7,000. Okay, I like this. And now with hard clip, we'll use GClip again. You just turn on oversample and leave it as it is, just so it won't go over 0. You guessed it. Now we resample. We need to commit the sound we made. Perfect. Let's fix this. And we consolidate. And let's put this into another track that I will name Aggression. So now we got this, and we got this. And now let's make the room shake. And we'll do this by creating this rumble that I really like. Let's make a new track. Let's get the pants that we want to use before. So what we got now is this pants that we used before. So to do this, we'll create a traditional techno rumble. I will also use a convolution reverb here, but not Ableton's hybrid reverb, even though you can do it with this. I'm gonna use Convology XT. This is another great free convolution reverb by WaveArt. You need to pick an impulse response for this to work, and I find that concert hall works really well with this. This is what it sounds like. We need the mix to be 100% because we only want the convolution part. Let's turn the output a bit down. Just so it doesn't clip, because we're gonna process it later and make it clip. Let's roll off some highs with an EQ. Okay, that's good. And now we will saturate and distort. This saturation will create more harmonics. Every time we saturate, more harmonics appear. I'm gonna use bass shaper for this. Don't need any color. Push it a lot because bass shaper allows us to push it. That's too much. That's fine. Let's copy this EQ because we need to take care of the highs as well. And let's make a higher cut now. Just to have that nice rumble in the low mid. You guessed it, we saturate again. This time we'll use a bass shaper again, but not that high of a drive. Let's drive it around here. Sounds nice. And let's add another EQ. So we don't need the high cut now, but we'll need to tame those frequencies a bit. So we'll tame around 150. Sounds nice, and let's tame around 500. Alright, I like how it sounds. Now, this here is a very important step. If you notice on our mini meters up here, where you can see the side information, you'll notice that this red thing is our sub, and it's going all over the place on the sides. This won't translate good in a big sound system. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use an EQ for this, but we're gonna use FabFilter Pro Q3. We're gonna use this because it has this mode over here called linear phase, and what this allows us to do is take away the low frequencies without changing the phase. So let's add a low cut here, around 18 dB slope. And let's set the frequency to around 150 or to 170, like around there. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this from stereo to side. And what this does is this takes away the bass from only the sides. And now, if you notice the millimeter screen, you'll see over here, you'll see that our bass is only in the middle, and that's what we want. After this, we hard clip. Once again, we hard clip using GClip. Only oversample, do not push the gain at all. We just want it to not go over 0. And once again, we resample. So this is arm, this is solo, let's resample. Good. We got another layer ready. And it's basically the last layer that we need to make ourselves. Let me make a new channel for this. Call this rumble. Put this here. And we got this, this, and this. Okay, well, what if I told you that we got every component that we need here? Let me show you something. So using my amazing chart making skills, I made this chart just to help me understand how a kick is made. A full kick is made by 2 components, the punch and the tail. And each of those 2 components is made by other components. So the punch has a transient, the character that we built before, and the body. And the tail has the rumble that we built before and the crunch. Each of those stages has its own processing, if you like. And the full kick has the final processing to make the final kick. What we did until now, we made 2 layers for the character. We already have the transient and the body on the sample that we used, and you'll see how we're going to use it later. And we made the rumble. And using the rumble, we'll make the crunch to complete the tail afterwards. So let's move on. Now that we got all our components ready, it's time to start cooking. So let's start with the punch. I'll copy this sound to a new track. And now let's say that this is the transient. Let's say that this is the character. Let's say that this is the aggression layer, and this is the body. And by grouping all these together, we get the punch. Now let's work on this. Everything else is muted, so let's just hear the punch. Well, we didn't change anything, so yeah. So let's see. Let me copy this real quick into the body and mute the body. Now, for the transient, we'll just use the first part of this kick. And when I say the first part, I mean the real first part, like the smallest first part. You hear this? That's what we want. That click tells your brain that the kick is about to start. That's really important. We leave this at 0. And we're done with the transient. We won't do anything else. That's all we need. Let's move on to the body layer now. The body layer is basically the low end of the punch. You can hear there's enough low end here. But a thing that we do in industrial is we introduce a tiny gap in the beginning, like this, where we don't have any bass. And what this does is it gives room for the transient and the character layers to breathe before the weight of the low end takes over. And right now, our punch sounds like this. That's the difference. You can put the fade wherever you like, wherever it sounds best for you. Depends on how much room you want to give to the character and the transient. Now that we're done with this, let me take it also a bit down. Because it will come up with the processing we're about to do later. Let's work with the character layer that we made before. This one, let me copy it. This is what our punch sounds like right now. What I will do with this is I'm going to pitch it down a bit because I feel it's really high. No need to work for this. I want it to sound more natural. Okay, that's a lot better. And what I want to do is I want to add a small fade in the end. Okay, I like this. And now we're gonna use a hard clip here, just so it doesn't go above 0. And I will turn this down around -6, -9 maybe. Again, we're gonna push everything up when we process the punch, so don't worry. And now for the aggression layer, let's copy this sound. That's how our punch sounds like right now. You see that it's getting there? Not quite there at the moment. What I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna crop the sample because we don't need the entirety of it. I'm gonna split it apart and I'm gonna use this part right here to enhance the transient and the character, and then this one I will use as like a reverb tail. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a fade over here and a fade over here. I will do this on the character layer as well because we have all the transient we need in our transient layer and we don't need more over there. So I add some fades. And now the second half of our sound, I will turn down by like 12 dB or 10 or like 11 and add this fade. What this does is adds that at the end. And altogether it sounds like this. Too loud. Let me take this down a bit. That's where we are right now. Don't forget the clipper, guys. We clip this as well. Just so we have better control over the volume. That's where we are right now, and now we will process the punch. We start things off with an EQ. I will tame this around here. And give it around. I like this. And now, what I'm gonna do is I want something like a dynamic EQ, and a free way to do this instead of paying for a dynamic EQ is to add an automation at an EQ. And I want to slightly boost the attack, so let's say around 1000 hertz, 900-ish here. We will add an automation on this EQ band gain. Let's say for 1/16, I want to add around 6 to 7 dB. Yeah, that sounds nice. All right. Now, next thing, we're gonna add a glue compressor, but we're not compressing a lot. We'll just use this subtly to make the layers behave like one sound, basically. Subtle amount of compression. That's what it sounds like. Now, a very important part of this sound design is this clipper right here. I'm gonna use Newfangled Saturate. That's from Newfangled Audio, and it's a paid plugin. I love this. I can't recommend it enough, but you can still use GClip here. It's a very good hard clipper and a really nice free alternative. So we turn this 100% to hard, and now we're gonna push it really loud. I like this. Our punch is done, basically. That's our punch. Let's leave it at that right now. Now, for the tail. We made this before. The rumble. What we need to do is we need to find a nice place in it, a nice spot in it that has nice sub-rumble. Yeah, I like this. I like this as a rumble. There's not much processing needed for this layer. We just add an EQ, take away a bit of the low mids just to clean it up. Yeah, I like this. I like this, and what we do now is we hard clip. We're gonna use GClip for this. We make it loud. Let's make another audio track. We group them, and this will be the tail. Okay, now this is the rumble. And what we're gonna do for the Schranz, we're gonna copy this. So basically we got this without any of the processing we did before. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna distort it, basically. Let's use a saturator for this and use bass shaper so we can push it real high, and we will push it like this. Now we're gonna use an EQ, and now we're gonna take the bass away so it doesn't compete with our rumble layer. We didn't do this before the saturator because we wanted the bass to excite our saturator and our saturator to react to the bass frequencies. So this will be around 150. Clean up around here. Maybe around here as well. Let's clean up around here, around 1000 Hz, because that's where our kick lives, and it will create like a bit of contrast. Doing this, we also add the clipper over here just so it doesn't go above 0. And now our tail is like this. The crunch is a bit overwhelming right now because we need to support the rumble and not come on top of it. So I'm gonna take it down a bit. Maybe gonna take both down so it doesn't click. Subtle, but I like this better. So now that we got the tail layers done, we'll do a bit of group processing. Not much needed here as well. Just some EQ to clean up. And I'll boost the sub a bit. And now let's hard clip this. Remember, if you don't like this, you can just use another part of the rumble like this. Try another place. That sounds better. We can do this. Or leave the other place from the rumble as our grid layer, as our crunch layer, and our tail is done. Now, the only thing left is to group these and process them together. Final kick processing. First things first, we add an EQ. Our kick light right now is this. You see it's almost getting there. What I want to do is with this EQ, we're going to clean up a bit around 400 Hz. And I want to add another dynamic EQ at around 2500 Hz. So I'll add an automation in the gain of this EQ. I want it to last like half a beat, and I want it to have a slope like too much. Great, that sounds good. All right, next step is that characteristic industrial texture. We're gonna use a saturator set into sinoid fold. That's a sine shaper saturator. This is what it sounds like right now. I'm gonna push this. You see where that's going? What I will do for this is I'm gonna add an automation on this gain to add like some energy in our transient and beginning and punch of our kick. You see? We just added this to the punch and it's really characteristic. So this is preference. You can put it here if you want to. Okay, I like this, but we need a subtle amount of this, so I'm gonna turn down the dry wet. Let's say around here. And now, next thing is to use multiband dynamics or multiband compressor. And for this, I'm going to use Ableton's OTT. We need a bit of upward compression to bring the hidden details forward. What I will do now is turn up the time, like almost all the way. This makes the signal really snappy. But as you can see, it loses a lot of volume, so I will compensate with the output. Now we made it snappy, so we're gonna turn down the amount because we don't want that as much. Okay, I like this. And now we hard clip using the newfangled saturate. We got the tail a bit down, so now we can maybe push it even further. Okay, I like this. And now, if you noticed, like up there, let me show you. Our waveform right now is pretty much a brick. We've lost all dynamics with all this processing. So to bring back those kind of dynamics in our transient, we're going to use a transient shaper. Kilohearts transient shaper is really good. It's free, and it's a really nice tool. I really love using this. We're going to crank up the attack, a little bit of pump, like 3% or 2% is good. And we're going to turn up the speed because we want this to react fast. And that's what we got. But now you can see here, we go way above 0. So we trim it back. We copy another instance of newfangled audio. This time the drive goes to 0 and the shape goes to 100% hard. And if that was not the case before, please, yes, our previous clipper should be hard as well. That's where we are right now. Someone could say it's done, but now I like to use something that, like a trick I picked up from a fellow producer some time ago. We had a little bit of reverb. For this trick, we're gonna use Pro R, and we like this dark, we like this clean. Let's make it a bit more further. Yeah, and now let's give it some space to 420. We bring the mix down because our kick can't sound like this. So we take the mix down, we put this around 4%. So let's record our kick. This is our kick. Let me trim it and consolidate it. And that's it. Let's see what it sounds like solo. Crispy industrial kick. All right, let's listen to the kick that we made in context. I used some of the sounds that we have in our sample pack, link in the description, to make this small pattern for you to listen to it. So let's listen to the kick in context. Burn it down to nothing! All right, I love it. That was it. Well, thank you, absolute legends that stayed with me until the end. If you were building along with me, I'm really curious to see what you produced. So join Noise Factory Discord and post your kicks. I'm really curious to see what you came up with. I'm Hypofer from Noise Factory. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.